Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel. In this lecture we will study the resistance offered by a vertical earth electrode. This type of electrode is generally used at sites and various other locations. This is one of the most common method of doing earthing. So first we'll derive the formula for the dissipation resistance of this vertical earth electrode embedded in soil with respect to the remote earth, and in the later part we'll see the different types of standards giving the formula for this electrodes like IEEE 80, BS 7430 and EN 5522. So let's start. Suppose this is your earth electrode, and once the fault current enters into this earth electrode, it dissipates in all the directions equally, considering the soil which we are using is uniform and having a resistivity of rho. Now, as the current enters into this electrode, it goes away in all the directions radially, forming a surface which is cylindrical till the length of electrode, and from the tip it becomes a hemispherical. So you can assume the shape as a bottle. So suppose the electrode is going inside this and the current is going radially, so it is forming a cylinder till the length of the electrode, and once you go ahead from the length of electrode and rod inside this, it will spread the current outside and it will form a shape which is hemispherical. So this is your rod, this is your surface till the length, and from this tip it is going away forming a hemisphere. This we have also discussed for a hemispherical electrode how to make a model in lecture 2, and you can go ahead and also refer to what are equipotential surfaces and how they are formed in lecture 2 of this series. So suppose the current has gone away at a distance x and formed this equipotential surface, blue color, and again as the current goes further it forms a different surface having a different area, but all the points on this red curve will have same potential and all the points in this blue curve will have same potential. Now we know only one formula for resistance, that is rho L by A. Rho is the resistivity of the material in which the current is flowing, L is the length, and A is the cross section area. In this case, as the current is going radially, so length will be the radial length, that is the radius of the equipotential surface. Now as the radius is changing, due to which the area is also changing, so what will happen, we cannot define a direct formula here. So if you cannot perform or write a direct formula, then you need to add all the formulas for different equipotential surfaces offering with respect to remote earth. So what we are doing, basically adding means we are performing an integration. So let's do the integration for this type of electrode. So suppose as the current leaves and at a distance x from the center point, there is a hemispherical plus a cylindrical shape equipotential surface, and again at a distance dx from this point, which is very small, nearly equal to 0, there is another equipotential surface, and the current is moving inside from 1.1 to 0.2. So you see the current is going in the soil, so the resistivity here will be of soil, not of the material. Very important point to note. Then L here is dx, because the current is going only through this dx part, we are assuming it is going from 1 to 2, that means dx, and the area offered by 1, so the area offered by this 1 will be 2 pi x into length of electrode. So this is your cylinder, first is your cylindrical surface, so the curved surface area of the cylinder is the circumference times the length of the rod plus 2 pi x square, that is the surface area offered by the hemisphere. Similarly for A2 it will be 2 pi x plus dx times L plus 2 pi x plus dx whole square, and here you see as dx is tending to 0, so this dx will become like x and here also like x, So A1 is nearly equal to A2. So here if we put the formula, we can write as 2 pi x times L plus 2 pi x square, and we need to integrate from R at distance R because current starts leaving from this edge. So it is, we are doing integration from R till infinity, that is remote point. So now if you do the integral, rho is constant, 2 pi is constant, you can take it out. Left over is xl plus x square, so you can take x common, it will be L plus x dx from R to infinity. If you perform partial fraction here, that means you separate this, it becomes 1 by x minus 1 by L plus x. If you write here L plus x, you solve this, you will write L plus x minus x, so L will be extra. So what we do in the numerator, if L is coming, we will divide in the denominator and integrate it from R to infinity. Now the integral of x, 1 by x we know is ln x minus, for this will be ln, that is log, natural log, L the length of rod plus x from lower limit R to infinity, the upper limit. So the formula for log A minus log B is log A by B. So we can write like this, from R to infinity. Now if you put the upper limits, it will be ln infinity upon infinity plus L, that is log infinity by infinity, which is, we cannot determine the value. So what we will do to avoid this situation, we will divide both numerator and denominator inside this function by x. So if you divide numerator, x by x will become 1, and in this x by x is 1 plus L by x. Now if we will put the limit, it will be much easier. So if you put the limit, it will be rho upon 2 pi L, ln upper limit first, here it will be 1 upon 1 plus L by infinity, and minus, it will be 1 upon 1 plus L upon R. Now ln L by infinity is 0, so 1 upon 1 plus 0 is 1 only, so ln 1 minus ln, if you solve this, it will be R upon R plus L. Now ln 1 is 0, so this will come out to be 2 pi L, and as this is minus sign, we can reverse, so it will become L plus R upon R. And if we assume that length of the rod is much greater than the radius, so we can remove this and we can directly write rho upon 2 pi L ln L upon R, and R is the radius of this rod, so you can write R is equal to d by 2, that is diameter by 2. So if diameter comes here, it will be ln 2L by d. So this is your final formula for the dissipation resistance. Now this is the formula which we derived now, which is rho upon 2 pi L, rho being the resistivity of soil, ln 2 pi L by d. As per IEEE 80, it is rho upon 2 pi L ln 8L by d minus 1. Same is for BS 7430. This formula is different from the derived formula because this formula is written as per the experiments were performed and the values were checked. It was coming more nearer to this empirical relation. Similarly, as per EN, the formula is written as rho upon 2 pi L ln 4L by d. This EN is 5522. So suppose we take one example. Here rho of soil is 100 ohm meter, L is 3 meters, that is length of rod, and d, suppose the diameter is 20 mm or 0.02 meters. If we put these, substitute these values in this formula, the derived one, the value comes out to be 30.2748 ohms. Similarly, for IEEE 80, it comes out to be 32.3252. Similarly, for EN 5522, it comes out to be 33.9540. These two values are nearly equal, so you can use any of these formulas, whichever you want, as per your situation. So now, this is for only single earth electrode. Now suppose you require earth electrodes, you require lesser resistance, so you need to install more electrodes in parallel. So for the parallel combination, either you can, if you install 2 electrodes, divide this by 2, or divide this, if you are using this standard, then you have to divide this by 2. If you are installing 3, then by 3, like that. But BS7430 provides the exact formula. This formula is based on the mutual resistance effect between the 2 electrodes. It considers that effect, and the formula comes out to be 1 by n, n being the number of rods, into rho by 2 pi l. Rho is the resistivity and l is the length. Ln 8 l by d minus 1, which is similar to what was here, plus this effect, that is lambda l upon s. Lambda is the group factor, and l being the length of rod, and s here being the spacing between the two rods. Remember that this formula is valid when the spacing is constant. It's not like that here you are providing 6 meters, then you are providing 9, or then you are providing 12. The spacing has to be uniform, and also the spacing must be greater than equal to twice the length in order to reduce the mutual effect between the two rods, the mutual resistance effect between the two rods. Remember that this condition shall be followed, that the spacing is greater than equal to twice the length. In this case, if 3 meters, it can be greater than equal to 6. And this lambda, the group factor, is given by this formula, which is 2 ln 1.78 times the number of rods in parallel divided by 2.718. So if you solve this in case of 2 electrodes in parallel, only 2 electrodes here, and the spacing equal to 6, spacing here the length is 3, so I have taken twice the spacing. So the formula comes out to be 16.2978. And if you directly divide it by 2, suppose there are 2 rods, I will directly divide it by 2, the value comes out to be 16.6626. So it is nearly equal to same. This is having higher because it has taken the mutual resistance effect between the two rods. Now if you increase the spacing, you will find this value 16.29 coming closer to this value. That means the mutual effect is reducing as you go on increasing the space between the two rods. If it is closer, it will be more. If you go away, it will be lesser. Similarly, if you have 3 rods, so the value comes out to be, by putting in this formula, n equal to 3 and s equal to 6. You get first the lambda by putting n equal to 3 and s equal to 6, and rest all. L is 3, resistivity is 100, and d is 20 mm. The value comes out to be 11.004, and if you divide directly this by 3, it comes out to be 10.7751. There are other cases also, like a tripod connection or a square type connection. For that, this standard BS7430 provides the formulas. You can refer to this. Now I hope you have understood the concept behind the derivation which we did for the earth electrode. And like in this case, you can do it for a strip or for the other cases, and the formulas mentioned are there in BS for the other cases in BS7430, or you can also refer to IEEE 142 for various types of cases. And if you face any difficulties in deriving, you can mention in the comments. I will be coming up with those derivations in my upcoming lectures. So I hope you enjoyed the lecture. Please subscribe to my channel, and God bless you all.